What I found out is something most store owners don't want you to know. There's a way to replicate their exact same product using nothing but ingredients from your own home. And the method is just as simple as buying it off the shelf.
Now, before we jump into the solution, it's important to know when to actually use it, because timing is honestly half the battle here. As you can see, my pepper plant is right in the flowering stage, just on the edge of moving into the fruiting stage. And that is exactly the window you want to catch. Too early, and the plant doesn't really need the extra push yet. Too late, and you've already missed the stage where it matters most. But right here, right when those flowers are out and the plant is about to start putting its energy into fruit, that's when it needs the most support.
The first ingredient we're going to be using is banana, and there's a good reason for it. Bananas are packed with potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium, the exact nutrients a pepper plant needs most right now, going into the fruiting stage. And cutting them into small pieces, skin included, will actually help speed up the whole process. The skin is where a lot of those nutrients are concentrated. Cutting it down into smaller pieces breaks down faster and releases much quicker into the water. Now pack all of those pieces into a jar. The more banana you've got packed in there, the stronger and more concentrated our solution is going to be. And the next thing we're going to be adding is eggshells. Just a handful is enough. Eggshells are loaded with calcium, and calcium is what gives the plant's cell walls strength, helping prevent problems like blossom end rot once the fruit actually starts forming. Then, fill the jar the rest of the way with water, right up until everything is fully submerged. You want the banana and the eggshells completely covered. Then, we're gonna blend everything together. Banana, eggshells, water, all of it. Give it a good blend until it's fully broken down into a smooth mixture. This just helps speed everything up. Once that's done, all that's left is to close the lid and let it sit for a full day. After a full day, the fermentation should be done. And you'll know it's ready because the mixture will smell slightly sour, almost like vinegar. Now we're gonna strain it all out. Just using a fine mesh strainer or a cheesecloth works perfectly. We only want the liquid, so press down a little to get every last bit of that nutrient-rich water out and get rid of the leftover banana and eggshell solids. What we're left with is a rich, nutrient-packed liquid fertilizer made entirely from things that would have otherwise just gone in the trash. This is the exact same thing you'd be paying good money for in a bottle at the store. Finally, we're going to dilute the solution with water, because on its own, the concentration is a little too strong for the plant to handle. Mix it with clean water until it's diluted down to a safe level. This way, we get all the benefits without the risk of overwhelming the roots. With the solution ready, we're first going to fill a portion of it into a spray can, because the spray is going to let us target something water alone can't reach as easily. We're going to mist the leaves directly with it, getting into every corner, top and bottom, so the plant can absorb those nutrients straight through the foliage. With the spray can done, we're going to pour the rest into a watering can. And this is where the real long-term feeding happens.
Watering it in at the base lets the roots slowly take up all those nutrients over time.
Before we start, we need to remove some of the bad parts of the plant. Take a look at this pepper right here. You can see it's got some subtle rippling along the surface, almost like a soft, uneven wrinkle. And there's a slight pale, yellowish green discoloration creeping in too. That's usually an early sign that this particular fruit isn't developing properly, and it's likely pulling energy away from the rest of the plant without much to show for it.
Now, let's begin misting the plant. Work your way around it slowly, section by section, making sure you're not rushing through it. Get the tops of the leaves, but don't stop there. The underside is just as important, if not more. That's actually where a lot of the absorption happens. Go leaf by leaf if you have to. Every part of this plant that gets covered is a part that's going to benefit. You want an even, light coating everywhere. Not dripping, not soaked, just a nice, consistent mist across the whole plant.
This is also a good time to mention, this shouldn't be a one-time thing. You want to turn this into an actual routine care habit. Doing it consistently is what makes the real difference, not just a single application here and there. Try to mist and water your pepper plant with this solution once every week or two, especially during this flowering to fruiting stage, since that's when the plant needs the most support. Plants respond so much better to steady, regular care than they do to one big dose and then nothing after. Now let's water the base. Pour it slowly and evenly around the soil, giving it time to soak in rather than just dumping it all at once. You want that solution to work its way all the way down to the roots, because that's where the plant is going to be pulling most of its long-term nutrients from. Take your time with this part too. A slow, even pour means better absorption, and less of it just running off and going to waste. From here on, what we really need to do is just observe and watch over the plant, keep a close eye on the new growth, watch how the flowers respond, and pay attention to how the fruit starts developing over the next couple of weeks. You don't need to be doing something every single day. That's actually not what the plant needs right now. What it needs is consistency and a little patience on your end. Check in on it every few days. Look for firmer stems, richer green leaves, fruit that's filling out evenly without any of that rippling or discoloration we saw earlier. And there you have it, a fertilizer that costs you nothing, made from things that would have otherwise just ended up in the trash, doing the exact same job as anything you'd pay for at the store. If this was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. See you in the next one.